Okay, thinking back to the days when I was in grade school. Now, we're talking a long, long time ago. And for some of you, I suspect it's not nearly so long ago. Grade school, recess, playground, you know, the way the kids acted to each other, treated each other back then. Oh, I'm going to get everybody to hate you. You know, whispering behind other kids' backs, and and when things get too rough, you run to tell the duty teacher. That would be the teacher that would hang out on the playground and then basically keeping order. Yeah, if kids got into too much trouble, there'd always be the little narc who would go running to tell the duty teacher. And of course the insults would be, oh, well, you're well, you're well, that's stupid. Anyway, I was so glad. By the time I reached high school, I was so glad that that was all behind me. I thought, okay, high school, people are so much more mature. Now we're almost adults in high school. Well, I was wrong. I was sadly disappointed to find out that in high school it's the same way. It's not quite the same. It's a little bit more advanced, but it's still the same shit. You got the popular kids and the outcast kids and people talking behind each other's back and playing cruel stunts and holding grudges forever and using things as ammo against other people, or just looking for reasons to pick on other people or put other people down or whatever. So then I graduated from high school. I really hoped as an adult I would find in the adult world it would be different. When I was on AOL had chat boards. I don't know if they still do, but they did for a long time. And I was on AOL. There was a lot of trolls on AOL, and I just assumed, naively, that these trolls were little kids. They were stupid little kids that pretty much ruined all the fun for the adults, because they'd come on and say these asinine things and the same petty, stupid arguments that, grade school, junior high kids had. And then came YouTube. And I'm looking around going, wow, these are all adults. And I'm not saying that I'm guiltless either, because when you're around people that are indulging in this kind of adolescent childish mentality, it's pretty easy to get into that same thing yourself. If you ever, I don't know if it happens for all people, but when I get together with kids, I tend to become a kid. I tend to revert a little bit and become younger than I am, and I act a little bit more like a kid when I'm with kids. It makes sense to me that when you're around people that are the kind that whisper behind people's backs and conspire to attack people and hold grudges and twist people's words around and look for reasons to pick on people and insult people, and get everybody to hate so-and-so. Let's block everybody. Let's block that person's page. You're around that kind of mentality. It's hard to not revert. It's hard to not become the same way, because it's like, how do you, what's the answer to that kind of mentality? How do you fight that kind of mentality? Well, I guess the only way is you either ignore it completely and let them walk all over you, or you get down to their level and get snotty and mean and petty and immature and childish and whatever back at them, which is, I have done it myself. It's easy for me because I kind of am a child anyway, but I had really hoped that in adulthood this shit would be a thing of the past, that the cliques and the ganging up on people and the conspiring and talking behind people's backs and all the stupid shit that kids do would be a thing of the past. But it isn't. I'll never forget this. This happened to me in a bar. This was, about 5-6 years ago at this bar. There were 3 or 4 adult men on the other side of the bar. And they were all, I'm pretty sure, at least in their 60s, okay? They had this dish, chicken pot pie, and it comes with no lower crust, just what would be like chicken stew, and then floating above the stew, a pastry crust. So when you try to cut it, you're doing this with the crust is kind of like migrating around, and it's not staying in place and wanting to slide right off the bowl. So after, this is the first and last time I ordered this dish. So after a few minutes of trying to coordinate my utensils, I finally just put my fork into the thing and started doing this to cut the pastry, And I was doing this, and I noticed that the guys on the other side of the bar were looking at me, so I kind of looked over, and one of them, the oldest one, was mimicking me. He was mimicking how I was eating this pot pie. And I was totally floored, because that's like what my brother did when we were little kids. He'd sit across from me at the table, and he'd make fun of how I ate. Little kids, and here these were grown men. This one that was doing this had to be in his middle 60s. I was just floored. I'm like, really? or these men would sit there at the bar, and some hot girl would walk in, and they'd be like, all over that, and then they'd notice that she had a boyfriend, and they'd be going, oh shit, they always have a boyfriend. And these are guys like 3 times older than this girl that they're ogling, and yet they're like actually thinking for a moment they have a chance with her. I'm like, hello? It's not like they're rich guys or anything. They're just, get real. Anyway, my point is, people stay young in their heads forever. Your body gets old, but you don't really get nearly as old as you in your head as you do in your body. And I think that's partly why it's so easy to revert to something younger when you're around a bunch of people behaving badly. It's hard to not go back to grade school and react like a grade school kid when people are treating you like little twits from a playground would treat you. So anyway, I'm just sad I realized that adults never grow up. These people that I'm running into on Facebook on YouTube, I see their pictures. They're my age or older, some of them. It's like, what the hell? These people are adults, and yet they deal with each other like little kids on a playground. It's like, why can't somebody say, this is what I think? Somebody else come along and say, oh, I don't think that's right. This is what I think. If you think that, you need to show us what evidence you have, or where you get your information, or whatever, and then the person reacts, and they talk back and forth. Instead, it's like, you idiot, you're so stupid, you go to Wikipedia, that's so stupid, everybody knows that Wikipedia is like the worst place in the world to get information, you moron, why don't you go and read this, it's a real book, you stupid moron. What the fuck? But that's how they react. If you say something and they don't agree, they can't just come back and say, oh, you know what? I don't think that's true. This is what I think. It's like, oh my God, you're such an asshole, or you're a stupid person, or whatever they say. Oh, Diane, you're retarded just because you didn't know that YouTube is privately owned. You're retarded. I'm like, what? Adults that actually call other adults retarded. Oh, you're retarded. It's like something we said in grade school back when we didn't know any better. If you're going to insult people, at least come up with original insults. Retarded? I mean, come on. So, yeah, going on YouTube is like an adventure in time travel. If I'm lucky, I find some adults to talk to. But there's a lot of times where, I'm learning who they are, and when I see their names now, I just block them. Because I don't want to deal with people like that. I don't want to deal with kids. There's a huge difference, in my opinion, between getting on YouTube and acting yourself and being funny and fun and kidding and joking and silly and goofy and just whatever, and going on and hurling insults at other people and belittling other people and putting them down and trying to make yourself superior by making other people feel stupid. There's one person in particular, Augustine. He actually said to me, he told me I was a waste of time because I wasn't bothering to look up all his long words in the dictionary that he was posting to me. It's like, hello, I'm at work. I have time to go to dictionary.com and look up every other word, because every other word this person writes is like huge word that I've never even seen before. And it's like, okay, you know what? You think you're really smart. That's really impressive, but you write like shit. Because most people who know about writing professionally will say you should write at the 4th grade level. You should write at a level that your readers will understand. You shouldn't have to make your reader run to the dictionary for every other word. So anyway, there's another one. Snobby as hell. Oh, you're just not worth talking to. You're just not sophisticated enough. It's like, I'm sorry, but people are children. I'm finding this out. A lot of adults are children, and not children like funny, goofy, silly, ha 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 children, but all the nastiest qualities you find in little children still there in adult bodies. Ugh, I think it's sad. No wonder we have this shitty society we have. It's being run by children. It's being run with people with mentalities like disposable gorilla has, or this other person. There's just different people that I see their names now and I'm just like, no. If you can't be nice to somebody, if you can't give them constructive criticism, everything you say has to be an insult and belittle somebody and put them down, make them feel bad, just so you can feel superior, fuck that. People like that are not worth dealing with, and those are the people that I'm thinking, ruin it for everybody else on YouTube. And I think not only should we ignore the people that we have been making a stink about ignoring for the last week, I think we should just ignore everybody that can't deal in a mature manner. I don't care how old they are. A troll is like, I guess a troll can come in any age. I'm finding this out. Any age, you will find a troll. People want to behave like that. They should be able to go to like AOL chat room or whatever. Why do they have to appear on every single place where people get together and ruin it for everybody else? Anyway, this is a rant, full-blown rant. I haven't even had my Mike's Light cranberry lemonade. This is the best stuff. The other light stuff, the lemonade light stuff of Mike's, sucks. But the light cranberry is so good. I love it. It's my favorite thing now. So anyway, I'm ranting. I felt like ranting all day. Now I've done ranting. I just think it would be nice if people grew the fuck up. When the hell will that happen? Really? It just blows my mind. People older than me who are acting like this. So anyway, thanks for watching if you have. Bye.